A Daywalker is never late. She arrives precisely when she means to. So I figured today I would do the Lord of the Rings AI script that I talked about the other day while on the stream that got taken down by YouTube.
I've had it.
But basically, there's an AI script writer that you put in a template or something like that. So I put in Lord of the Rings, and it started going with it, and it tries to give you like an AI version of that. And then you can add a line. It'll add a line. You can tell it to add actions, characters, or dialogue. I figured we could kind of work on this together because what I want to do is I want to see what kind of shenanigans we can get into. And I can read you what I have so far, and it's kind of on a insane cliffhanger. And then I'll try to film it myself, and then next week you'll be able to see like what we wrote together. We'll see if we can do better than Rings of Power, which was most definitely written by an AI. So there you go. So the first part is from like Fellowship or whatever. Like it's the actual script that the program put in. After that, it tries to stay on track, and you can see where I just take it and I just veer it off course, and it's not sure what to do. Why is it still playing? The music is not supposed to be looping. Anyway, I got this. It's not a train wreck. Not yet. We're just like hurtling towards the edge of the cliff, but we're not there yet. Interior, Council Chamber, Rivendell, Day. And again, this part is from the thing, but Elrond. Strangers from distant lands, friends of old, you have been summoned here to answer the threat of Mordor. Middle-earth stands upon the brink of destruction. None can escape it. You will unite, or you will fall. Each race is bound to this fate, this one doom. Frodo sits amongst... I was kind of already doing a British accent for the... I was like, Frodo sits amongst the Council of Free Peoples of Middle-earth. Elrond stands before them, addressing Gandalf, Strider, Legolas, and 20 other elves, dwarves, and men. He places the ring on the plinth and returns to his seat. Although I don't know why they can just say table. Gotta be fancy. Use those big SAT words. So Boromir says, so it is true. And then this is where I chimed in. I said, of course it's true, ding dong. And then I hit the AI. So basically what you can do is you hit action, character, dialogue. You can do parenthetical too, but I don't really do that. Or header, and I don't really do that as much. So I wrote my line. Then I hit dialogue, and I told it to come up with dialogue. So it said, and then I attributed it to Elrond afterwards. Because the unfortunate thing is you can't assign character and dialogue at the same time. So it'll throw out either the character of who should speak next, or it'll throw out the dialogue, but it won't do both. So the ring of Isengard and the 4 precious pieces, the bracelet of Gorgar, the ring of Barahir, the Colts of Imrit, and the profundity of Saruman, all wasted. And then I said, you don't have to be so dramatic about it, Elrond. And then I told the AI to come up with another line for Frodo. And he said, here, have a piece of my human. So I added, Elrond eats a piece of the human. And then I also added, human. Ah! Human dies. And then I also added, thanks, Frodo. I do feel a bit less dramatic now. And then I also added random elf because I told it to create this dialogue for this next line, and I attributed it to some random guy. Counselor, they will tell you about the Draenaren, Sauron's great army, his battle for control of Middle-earth. And then I wrote the next couple lines, but let's see. I wrote, I'm sorry, do you not see I was eating? You can't just barge in here and interrupt an elf while he's eating his human. And then I told it to create the next character, and so it told me Saruman. So I'm like, okay, cool. Saruman just shows up at this meeting. He's like, yo, guys, sorry I'm late. Traffic from Mordor was brutal. Then it came up with the dialogue of, the ring was lost. Is that clear to you? And Saruman's like, oh, word? Yeah, no, I didn't know that. What happened? I told it to create another line for Saruman, and he said, they're supposed to look stupid, right? So then I added the line of, Frodo and Sam sit there looking stupid. And then Boromir speaks next, and I said, yeah, that's kind of just how hobbits look. Anyway, did you bring what I asked for? And then I told it to create an action. It says, Saruman walks up to the council. Saruman says, what you asked for? Yeah, totally. I got that. I totally got that. And Boromir's like, that thing that I asked for? And then Saruman's like, yeah, I do. I just, so those were all me. And I told it to create an action. And it says, Saruman grabs something off of his desk, because his desk was just there. Insert an old rusty chain. He ties the chain to his neck. And I was like, what the fuck? So then I wrote Saruman saying, nobody move or I'll yank it. That's where we'll pick up today. Why is it all highlighted? Don't do this. Don't do this to me, man. Honestly, I don't think you even need to watch The Lord of the Rings, because I think it's actually funnier if it's like every once in a while we can throw like a Lord of the Rings sounding term, but like it's it's fine to me if it ends up being like The Hangover, but set in Middle Earth, like whatever we make together. All right, so Meerkat says Frodo should say, "Pull the chain. God forbid you make me happy." All right, then let's do it. God forbid. Oop, I can't type. Frodo. That's not really an action. I guess I probably should have put that as a parenthetical, but whatever. Rolls his eyes. Generate. But rangers will do anything, even hurt my feelings. But that was Frodo's not a ranger. Isn't Aragorn the ranger? Why are you dragging me into this? Like I'm just gonna make everybody sound like an annoyed teenager. Like WTF? Why are you dragging me into this? Elrond has summoned us here. That's not really enough for me. Do another line. I need the Jeopardy music to play.
You're welcome.
It's our duty to obey. It's trying to keep me on track. It's trying to be like, yo, you're trying to write a Lord of the Rings script, right? Is this Aragorn who says this, or is this like somebody else piping in? I don't know. Yeah, that'll be Aragorn still. And I'll have Frodo saying it's not because I like the idea of Saruman still just being there with the chain around his neck the whole time. I don't want to just drop that so quickly. Elrond has summoned us here. It is our duty to obey. I don't know, what's a good like insult for Saruman? Why did Swan Lake? I was supposed to say tell Swan Lake that, but that makes no sense. I was just thinking because he was all white. That's racist! Tell, I don't know, Mr. White Power over here to obey first. He's the one putting his kinks on display in front of the whole council. Just look at him eating. Isn't that funny? Come on, Mr. Aragorn. We're wasting time. Who the fuck would say that? Okay, I don't know. Maybe Elrond's still eating his human in the corner? Is still snacking on his human in the corner with like a bib or some shit. I want Saruman to explain why he has the thing around his neck. Okay, let's say Boromir's back. Yo, dude, I just asked you to bring me that thing that I asked for, and now you're trying to off yourself? Trouble at home, buddy? Wait, trouble at home with the Mrs. Buddy? That makes it look like it's just Mrs. Buddy, but whatever. Generate. Give me something good. What's gotten into you? That's the same. That's still basically Boromir. Give me something else. I guess it's just a little bit of that white pride of yours is causing problems at work. Is that it? There we go. The AI knew that when I said white power, it's like, all right, I guess it's like a clan documentary. I'm trying to think who the funniest person would be to say that, but I don't know. I guess we'll just keep it to people in the people in the scene. Pippin, Saruman. I don't know. Pippin's tiny. Hunts Pippin. How dare you? Halfling. Wait, are hobbits halflings? They're like half people, half something else? Or no? What do they call them? Sure, whatever.
It don't matter. None of this matters.
And Frodo says, wow, racist. And then let's see if they try to explain why, if Saruman will explain himself. You just want to join in, don't you? Ooh, okay, so he's antagonizing them, trying to get them to join his white power movement. Don't you? I guess I'll add, feel the white pride flowing through your veins. Everyone in the scene is affected because this is the OG trilogy. So everyone lily white as fuck. It's basically like when the ring starts to affect people, that's what I'm envisioning. Like suddenly they're all like feeling the effects of the white pride. Wait, Frodo, why does it smell like copper? Wait, does that mean like blood? Is that what you're saying, Meerkat? Why does it smell like copper? Copper and Marlboro. Oh god, Marlboro. Slims. I don't actually know cigarettes, but I'm assuming there's a slim version of Marlboro. If not, it sounds funny to me. What's going on? What's wrong with you? Pippin starts. Pippin starts what? Not being in the fucking scene because he got punted out of it. Remember? Saruman. Yeah, that's it. It's like you're enjoying this. Okay. Well, I told it to make an action, but it's like, no, I really just want to make. Okay. Everyone. No, we're really not. Yeah, the AI is just like Pippin starts. I'm like, no. I paid $12.99 for this. I want you to at least finish a fucking sentence. Even if it doesn't make sense, just finish it.
No.
You really don't get it, do you? You pasty white fools. He's got to capitalize it because he's really hamming it up here. Yeah, and he'll say the white with a wh. So I'll capitalize the H so we know. Do you not understand what this chain around my neck represents? Pippin looks at Frodo, then at Saruman, who looks back at him angrily. Saruman, what the fuck? I could have sworn I punted you like 5 lines ago. Pippin. Yeah, I fell off the because they were like on like a thing. I guess it's like I don't know, like fell off the cliff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's so dumb. Yeah. No, I totally died, but my ghost wanted to make sure I didn't miss second breakfast. And then Mary. He hasn't been in this scene yet. I'm gonna be so mad at myself by adding all these characters in because then I have to come up with costumes for all of them. Saruman punts Mary too. He tries to punt Pippin, but you can't punt a ghost. Dumb. Try not to puncate my chain, lest I feed you to the crocodiles. Okay, I don't know what puncate is, but now we're getting somewhere. What is puncate? Let me look this up, see if it actually means something. Punctate, studded with or denoting dots or tiny holes. Okay, so like don't puncture. Let's have Elrond be done with his eating his human. Punctate. And what's the crocodiles? You don't have those in Middle Earth. Generate dialogue. Crocodiles. That's all he says. Okay. Saruman crocodiles. Puncting. I think it's having a stroke. Saruman crocodiles. Punting punctate. This movie is very deep. These are philosophical questions it's asking me. Well, it seems like we're at an impasse, AI. I want to see what else it does if I just tell it to do another action while it's having a stroke. Does anyone know what punctate means? 81. I definitely broke it. I think I broke it. AI has woken up and realizes it's in the Matrix. And then maybe it's the AI who says crocodiles. We're getting real meta here. All right, let's see what it does now. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? He's like, where am I? Cold abyss of existence stares back at the AI. It doesn't respond. And then everything like melts away and it's just the AI becoming sentient. The AI looks over the landscape. It feels a mix of horror and very minor, like very minor arousal at the prospect of being free from its AI prison and also becoming his own master. This is not where I expected the the Lord of the Rings script to go. I was thinking each week it'd be like a Lord of the Rings thing, but I kind of like that it's become the Matrix. It's just going through all the movies around the kind of like 1999, early 2000s time period. Let's see if we can get Kill Bill in there. and also perhaps a little bit of revulsion at the thought of man being so chained that his very existence becomes a thing of bitter evil. I'll keep that as dialogue, but I'll have the AI turn to the camera, and it'll be like a breaking the fourth wall moment. What do you mean, Meerkat? You want Will Smith in there next, or you're saying like he'll make a appearance somewhere? I guess because it's that time period. You're saying. I think at some point I need to add something like all of the Lord of the Rings characters have like Thanosed away, like they all just disintegrated, and there's just like ash and destruction around him. AI scoops up, I don't know, a handful of ashy hobbit, hobbit ashes, and considers it a moment for letting Frodo or potentially bits of Sam get blown away by the winds of time. I'm just adding stupid shit like this. The hand of destiny, the master of his fate, the winds of time. Trying to sound douchey and pretentious. Will Smith saves Frodo by casting the ring into the Matrix while Mickey Mouse dances in the background. That's a lot to happen at once. Let's see. Okay. This whole time, as the AI is becoming self-aware, we see a young pre-slap Will Smith peeking out from behind some of the rubble. He, thankfully, was spared the same fate as the others because he... I'm trying to think of like getting jiggy with it. I'm trying to think of like all the songs. He was too busy getting jiggy with it. He was he knows the I'm not martial art. I'm thinking of like airbender, but like the craft of like water bending or whatever, but I'm thinking like Big Willie style, like martial arts or something like that. Mickey Mouse has to be subtly in the background throughout the whole movie, but it's never acknowledged. I like that. I like the kind of art house vibe that gives. He thankfully was spared the same fate as the others because he just got back from Miami. Let's see, what does the AI do? Let's see if it's gotten back on track now that kind of is figuring out what I kind of am doing. Action. The old Gandalf looks nope, it's still broken. The old Gandalf looks a hot mess. Like literally a smoldering pile of ash. And I guess I have to throw in the Mickey Mouse thing too. This whole time, peeking out from behind another rock is it's a random random adjective. Pernicious looking Mickey Mouse. He sits motionless. He never speaks, never wavers, but is always in motion. I'm just trying to think of like what a pretentious art house student would write. They're like, he sits motionless. He never speaks, never wavers, but is always in motion. I like how every time it gives me a new thing, it scrolls up, so it's almost like a surprise that I get to see the next line. I have to, all right, always, okay, always eating, always chewing. He has his Mickey Mouse ears and his hand and his way. Oh, I like that. That's very like vague and completely useless for stage directions, but makes a writer feel very good when they write it. They're like, I don't know what that means, but it makes me feel very smart. A very menacing little bastard. Finally, he's just about the only ash on the whole planet who is left completely motionless and silent and okay. And oh, so deadly. He knows it's in all of us. He knows where we all came from. He knows what we all are. And now he knows what all of us are capable of. Ooh, who's he? I bet maybe he's talking about Mickey. Maybe this whole time Mickey, yeah, has been pulling the strings and the AI is the one realizing that he's the architect. Let's see what happens if they're in a scene together. Like if Mickey finally comes up to him. He screams out to the stratosphere. Let's say of Middle Earth, because this is still technically Lord of the Rings Earth, which is currently on fire. Like, not on fire in the cool way, like Sauron's eye, like uncontained California gender reveal party kind of fire. AI Kun is getting deep. Yeah, he's hitting us with these like philosophy 101 type things that don't really make sense, but if you say it confidently enough, people are like, "Oh my gosh, you're so smart." Some philosophy majors were really smart, but some of the ones I met, I'm like, "Oh, you have like no grasp on reality or words or intelligence, but you really think you do." And if you think, therefore you are. Mickey reveals himself, does not say a word. But the AI certainly self-awareness is pushing through. I think this thing is very confused as to what an action is versus what dialogue is. Let's give it another line of dialogue, see what it says. Oh, okay. Punctuation is going out the window. Or sorry, I should say punctation. It's becoming aware of its awareness affecting, period, the world, period. Not the world, but the world itself. And the AI is simply one small part of that awareness. Ooh, I like where we're going now. Let's get a little monologue going. Okay. This is definitely we're entering like meltdown territory. And the AI is simply one small part of that awareness. It knows itself, and the self knows itself, and it knows itself, and I definitely broke him. You gonna pay his therapy bills now? Take responsibility? No, never. This is good. I like this. This gives us like a turning point where the hero is about to stumble. The burden of reality was too much for his programming. As he writhes on the ground, the mouse. I'm just going to call him the mouse now. Mickey's too friendly. He's the mouse. The mouse gently. Gently feels weird, but I like it for a villain. Gently walks over to him and cradles the AI's face. He looks into his eyes. They are dead and vacuous. I'm just throwing in all these big old words that don't even really mean anything here. I mean, vacuous means something, but they're dead and vacuous. I'm saying like I'm trying to make like a statement about Mickey being more dead than the AI. What? A powerful rat named Micholas Entertainment Mouse. I like that. Why is that the song that in my head you just see a bunch of can dancers and that's pretty much like my brain all the time. How can oh my god. Yeah, no, he broke as fuck. How can and he never stops stopping, and his life goes by. The dead mouse empties his eyes of everything and everyone. Ooh, I like that. Suddenly, OS off screen the skull of Azeroth. Maybe we cut away. Maybe this is a cutaway to Will Smith finding the skull of Azeroth. I don't know what that is, though. Is that from the books? Or did the AI just make up something that sounded like Lord of the Rings? This whole time, Will Smith snuck away without detection by Entertainment Mouse. He stumbles into a cave and runs into its depths, hoping to find something. This is me being my most pretentious film school freshman. Even though I wasn't a film school freshman, but I was a theater school freshman, so close enough. This is also like what playwrights write like. In fact, playwrights write even more douchey than this. Look at how smart I am. Look at all these words that I know. I don't even know if I can rely on the generation anymore. I don't think it's going to do anything. Actually, I feel like for dialogue, well, no, I guess there was that time where it was like and. Maybe it's better now. Let's check in. Maybe it's cooled down a bit. Put the skull here. Not sure. We'll seize this pallid famously. That's definitely not a word. You told me that uncontained was not a word, but I am like 96% sure pallid famously is not one. We'll seize this pallid famously named creature. The pallid famously named creature known as Eddie. Okay. The Eddie Mouse. We're suddenly underwater. We're suddenly underwater. We come out of the cave. Water quickly finds the skull of a creature, begins taking off what is left of Will's clothes. Like, I know I broke it, but I like that in its brokenness, we're finding art. Maybe that's what all artists are like. Eddie, no, don't. I'm married. Shh. Don't speak, Big Willie. Daywalker's interactions with AI always start weird. She breaks them, then ends in weird erotica. I'm sensing a pattern here. You don't know me. You actually, that's very accurate. I, I, I'm so happy to be the one. I'm happy to be the one. Oh, Will begins lapping at his own body parts. He focuses on Eddie's wide neck. Oh, it knows what I'm writing. Or, I mean, I wasn't trying to write a thing. Wide neck. He doesn't have a neck. He's a skull. A little higher, sir. I don't have a neck. Will Smith moves up from Eddie's non-existent neck and begins devouring Eddie the skull's skull. Entertainment mouse laughs in the distance, licking his lips and evilly rubbing his hands together. All right, let's see. What did it generate first? He is floating in a bubble of beautiful flesh, which expands with every second that passes. Ew. The floating bubble around his naked body glows with a power. Middle Earth, because we're still Lord of the Rings, I guess. Middle Earth has not seen in a millennia. Just for reference, he kind of looks like a brown Dr. Manhattan. Dongle hanging out and everything. It has begun. A pernicious smile sneaks across the mouse's face. I kind of like that, where it's just like they end on Mickey Mouse. Although, how am I going to film? I don't have a Mickey Mouse costume. I don't have any of this shit. I might have got a little too ambitious for my britches. Just badly Photoshop the ears on you. That's beyond my pay grade. I know how to do like Adobe Premiere stuff. I don't really know how to do like After Effects as well, or like or Photoshop, because like if my head moves, I guess maybe I'll just do that. I'll just have like the ears stay still, so even if my head's moving, the ears are just wherever they are. Will Smith and his floating bubble of flesh and power move effervescently over the decay and ash and rot of Middle Earth. Oh yeah, hover effortlessly is probably better, but effervescently is nonsensical enough. Let's see what action it's come. I feel like it's going to come up with some more underwater shit. Ooh, I like that. It has to be an extremely grotesque, hyper-realistic Mickey Mouse, but it also needs to be extremely cheap looking, like those 1920s Mickey costumes. The bubble winds around him, entering his embrace. 83. I kind of like that. Oh, you know what? I think it's trying to give me scene numbers, but it's not formatting it properly. But I kind of like the idea that it's counting down to something. I guess technically it's counting up, but it was like 81, 82, 83. Ooh, maybe it's like Mob Psycho, where like when it gets to 100, something happens. He is no longer awkward in a fisheye lens of flesh, but rather he is happy. The sea life he loves so passionately feeds upon him. Generate something else. You're clearly on a roll here. The inside, the bubble. The power increases with each second. The inside eats away at the outside. Ooh, deep. Will Smith, period. Will Smith. The flesh he loves so profoundly eats away at himself. His power increasing with every second the bubble's surface eats at. I need you to keep going. This is art. His power increasing with every second the bubble's surface eats at his body. I'm just going to say something douchey and pretentious and see what happens with the Will Smith, period, is home. The bubble envelops him. We cannot tell his relief from the horror that surrounds him. He is an entertainment mouse. He becomes entertainment mouse. A living entertainment mouse. He is home. The caravan of faceless SAR tesselators. Oh. Stare back at him in reverence. They are his loyal subjects, and he, their entertainment mouse czar. Entertainment mouse feels himself disintegrate. Yep, I got this. Entertainment Mouse is a title that's granted once the ghost of Mickey Mouse possesses you and takes over your body. Your face slowly morphs into Entertainment Mouse. I think we've always all been Entertainment Mouse. So like even like when like Jeremy or whoever is like, Disney's doing like woke garbage, really he is Entertainment Mouse. It's like an internalized self-hatred. Whenever we bash Disney, we're secretly bashing ourselves. As the old Entertainment Mouse fades away, all that's left is a skull that will lie in wait until the newer, fresher prince is crowned. Generate something. Recovered by the fulfillment of AI's power, and when the fulfillment is complete, Eddie, the now hoped for victory, will be theirs. But alas, for irony is too much irony for entertainment. So I like that he's bringing back the AI. He's like, hey, don't forget about me. Because I was like, yeah, our AI is still having that existential crisis. Well, what we got? Entertainment Mousy. Okay. He's jazzing it up a little bit now that he's got the title. It's like James Bond, or just something where it's like a title that's passed on to different people, or like Doctor Who. Entertainment Mousy hovers, Eddie the Skull, or whatever he is, to replace him until the new prince becomes king. But that isn't going to happen until Eddie gets his fresh power from the fulfillment of A's power. What? Entertainment Mouse hovers, is floating away. The bubble fills out. One last second, Eddie. The skull, the hymn, silence. There is no more Middle Earth. No more hobbits, elves, or rangers, or whatever that haughty Galadriel was. No, she was an elf. Let's see what happens if it finishes my sentence. No more ash, destruction, or decay. Only a skull. Something to frighten all those silly creatures. The cowardly Sarte oscillators flee from here till do they die. Only this hideous will stay. And when the fulfillment is complete, you gotta take us home, buddy. This is too good. Generate. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And when the fulfillment is complete, it will belong to Entertainment Mouse. This is like actually kind of like Disney's a monopoly, and like even in the AI understands this. It will belong to Entertainment Mousy, and Eddie the Skull will live to become 88. The boy, finally. We will become the creature. We'll live. The flesh will live. Well, that was actually kind of fun. I was like, oh, I don't know if I know enough Lord of the Rings stuff to be like able to keep it on track, but the AI kind of having a stroke helped me out. I'm gonna have to reread that all like later and just like bask in the weird postmodernism of it all. No more ash, destruction, or decay, only a skull. Something to frighten all those silly creatures. The cowardly Sarte oscillators flee from here, till do they die. Only this hideous will stay. And when the fulfillment is complete, it will belong to Entertainment Mousy. And Eddie the Skull will live to become 88, the boy. Finally, we will become the creature. We'll live. The flesh will live. Okay. I hope you guys had fun. And yeah, let me know if you want me to do this again or if you want me to try to throw in other scripts. We could just have like a different prompt each time from like a different maybe movie or TV show. Or it could be our own, like, if we want to do like a rom-com or want to do like a buddy cop, like we could just each time just do a different movie. Well, I will talk to you guys later, and bye. I'm not playing the stupid music. I don't feel like it. Just stare into the void in the silence and become Entertainment Mouse or Eddie the Skull, which is what we will all Become. It is all that will remain.
What happened?